Good evening, everyone. This is Jolene Diggs, and I am at the podcast of Mahogany Roots, My Truth. And I think today we're going to have a small segment because my guest was not able to make it today, but it's understandable. They had some issues to come up, but I promise you we're going to make sure that we have a guest for next week. Uh, Thank the Lord for another day. It is Wednesday, hump day. We're going to get over the hump. Today, I felt like we should talk about trauma, be it childhood trauma, trauma that you're dealing with in a grown setting while you're grown, things that may still affect you during this time or lifetime. Um, if I have any callers, anyone that will call in, or you have any questions, please feel free to do so. Yeah, I know I be trying to find myself on the Facebook, uh, but here we go. We have a couple of questions we're gonna ask today about trauma, dealing with trauma, how to heal from trauma, um, to move forward with trauma. We got quite a few questions on today. Uh, I speak from personal experience, and it's um, some things that may have helped me get through, past, and beyond. Um, how does childhood trauma affect you as an adult? How does childhood trauma affect you as an adult? Childhood trauma comes in many phases. It could be um, to some may be drastic, to some may be something minute. Um, Mental, physical, and or altogether relationship wise, friend wise, whatever trauma that you feel that has played a part and has affected you from being a child to your now being an adult. Um, I think I shared with you mine was dealing with molestation and other issues as far as going through circumstances as a young adult as well. Um, as a child, physical, sometimes physical, where children may be put into a situation where they can't defend themselves. I think Tyler Perry had shown on his documentary about his childhood to now, some things that his father may have done or said or done to him, um, and it affected him as he got older, when he became a older man, and he got to the point to where I think it was his father or the father didn't actually show him much love at all, but his ways were very harsh. Things that he said and things that he did, and Tyler said he just couldn't believe that what he was doing, things that he was doing to him, couldn't be love. It couldn't be in the form of love, and that would be a form of trauma. And growing up as a child, I would say I was in teenage relationship. The teenage relationship that I was in, I just felt like I just loved this person. Oh my God. I could see him doing wrong and doing some wrong, and but I wouldn't believe anything that I had seen, or anything that I had heard, because as my mom said, your nose was wide open, you could drive a truck through it. It was just that I felt that I was looking for that love and peace in that particular person that I thought I could find. And it turned out that that person really wasn't meaning me any good. It was more hurt than it was any good. And every time that I would allow that person another chance, it was another form of trauma for me. And it would trigger some things in me as a young child, as not, I'm gonna say in my teenage field, yeah, in my teenage field. So with that being said, growing up and in a relationship, well, honey, Papa loved during that time. Um, Up until I got to be of age, but I love this one person. It was my first love. I love this person, oh, ever since I can remember. And I am completely grateful for his mom. Never got a chance to actually meet his father, but I have a lot of conversations sitting on the porch on the stoop with his mom. Um, and she always kept it 100 with me. I was, sometimes you're gonna go through things, and sometimes people gonna do some things. Sometimes people gonna treat you a certain way. I appreciate those conversations that I had with her back then, because I see so much of what life is now, being in my adult age. How does child affect you as an adult? How does childhood trauma affect you as an adult? Um, I would say as well, when you trust people in your family and people take advantage of their trust, that could play a big part on your mental, because then you grow up in life thinking that everybody is the same way that that person that you trusted would be. Um, Another form of trauma would be if you've lost family members, and family members that were really close to you, and it actually have you at a point to where you have separation anxiety. Um, I remember so clearly when my grandmother, my brothers, sister, all of them had passed. Now with my brother was killed in an accident. My sister was killed in an accident. My eldest brother was killed in an accident. And I went through life thinking that everyone that I love would be taken from me in that sense. Um, it wasn't until I got so much older to understand the mishaps of how they all uh, were no longer able to be here with me. As far as my sister and my brother, those two, I was much younger, but I learned um, as I got older how their deaths were played a part. And it was traumatizing to me because I still had to, on one hand, deal with members of the family that were involved with certain situations. Like I said, my grandmama has always given us the understanding of forgiving, to be able to forgive and learn to forgive and have forgiving to be a part of your life helps you in the long run, especially when you get older. Um, the second question is going to be, is trauma a hard thing to talk about? And does talking to a therapist help? I can say for sure it is a hard thing to talk about because when learning how my brother was, his life was taken, and that person that was responsible for the taking of my brother's life, um, I was really confused as a child. I was confused about as to why and how it happened and what the circumstance was behind it happening. Now, with my sister, with her passing, we lived in Walter Simmons, and her trying to go to a store in Walter Simmons, she was hit by a drunk driver crossing the street, going to the store. I had not a lot of memory for my sister. Her name was Anita. Anita Neal. Um, I do have pictures. I've seen pictures of her. And I have heard millions of stories about my sister Nita, my brother Floyd. She didn't have any children, so I don't have any nieces or nephews that's from Nita, but from my brother Floyd, I have some nieces and nephews that I love tremendously. I love dearly. They're grown, very much grown. I used to want to tell them to call me auntie because I felt like I was the auntie. You should call me auntie. And they was well grown, way growner than I was. And so the joy of that is, although they were taken from me at a young age and taken in a devastating way, I have some wonderful offsprings from them. And I love the fact that God allowed me to still be at the point to where I am able to love on them even though they're gone. I guess that would be it. And does talking to a therapist actually help? It does. It did. Like I said, for holding on to so many things for so many years, and I felt like I couldn't get past the point of seeing this day where I'm able to smile about a lot of things. I'm grateful to God for him keeping my mind, keeping my heart, allowing me to actually trust him in the process, along with therapy. With therapy, I was able to talk about things that I wasn't able to talk about with anyone else. Again, I can say growing up as a child and I was in church and a lot of things that were going on with me, I was crying out for help in church, but no one actually heard the cries that I was giving. Not being able to talk about it to people, holding it in and going through life, feeling that no one really understood me or understood what I was going through because I wasn't able to talk about it. And it was some things that I held in for so long to where it began to damage me as an individual. my thought process, my mental state, my thought process of thinking, and thinking that everybody was the same and everybody would do the same thing. And until I began to do the work through a therapist and write down and journal in my journal with releasing things. When I was able to write things down, to release things on, I felt like it was destruction. It was destruction. It was heading. It was keeping me to a point to I was stuck. I was standing still, and I was stuck in that position of allowing those people that violated me to still have control until I was able to forgive through therapy and understanding that they were the ones that really needed help. As a child, I didn't know any better. They knew exactly what they were doing. And I wasn't able to release that until I got in my 30s. So imagine me holding all of that in until I got to an age of 30 to be able to actually really, really talk about it. So it was kind of crippling for me. In a lot of situations. Trauma caused me to have social anxiety. I couldn't be around people, a lot of people at the same time. I would always leave and be by myself, possibly sitting by myself or in a corner. So being able to deal with those certain situations. The couch is your friend. Yes. Yes, it is. Brenda Stewart, thank you so very much for joining on today. It's like I said, it's going to be a short segment because my pastor asked me to come. I got to go to church, y'all. So, and church is a wonderful thing. I thank God for church. I thank God for who He is. So, we're going to talk about these few things, and I'm going to get on out y'all way, and I'm going to love on y'all when I get through at church, and I'm going to go back and look and listen, and I'm going to try to respond as best as I can. How does dealing with trauma affect your family? How does dealing with trauma affect your family? I think that dealing with trauma, my situation, me dealing with the trauma that I had, it can sometimes be a generational thing. It can go from generation to generation if you don't seek help for it. For instance, say a person that grew up with a family member that may have abused them, physically, I think that carries on into later on down the road when you have children or you're around children. I think that has an effect on you and as well as your children. If you have not dealt with that situation, it can be ongoing, and it's learned behavior. If you haven't put in the work or went to a place or did therapy to actually heal from that process, I think I'm just speaking on my behalf. And if I'm wrong, please, 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 please give your opinion. Because we understand that everybody deal with and go through certain situations, and it will cause you to shut down and not communicate generational curses, which is correct. It will cause you to shut down. And I do, you're right, Brenda, because in certain relationships that I was in before I began to get therapy, I would allow certain things to make me be quiet. Although I felt a different kind of way, and I felt the need to voice my opinion, but to keep peace, to try to hold peace, to keep things at a calm place. I wouldn't say a lot of things. I would just let a lot of things, go on. Getting to the point where, it will allow you to shut down where you won't communicate. And communication is a key in all relationships, be it marriage, friendship, relationship, situationships. Communication plays a very big part. And to shut down and not communicate how you feel is not fair to the other person. I'm gonna say that. And um, generational curses can carry on if you do not take on the responsibility or take accountability to make those changes. Um, I had to have a conversation with my children when I was violated, and I spoke with them and I talked to them about certain situations. We were actually on a date. It was actually a date rape, and this person violated me through a date rape. And from that date rape was the product of my oldest child. And I was holding that secret for so long until I was able to actually discuss it with her. She was 16 when I had that conversation. But when I tell you that I was at a point to where I was so nervous and I felt like I was not ready to have that conversation, it played a big part on me being able to communicate. And once I got to the point to where I felt like it was not fair to her unless I explained to her what the situation was, it made our relationship so much better. So much better. And to be able to have a conversation and sit down and have a conversation and not be affected by it now, because we're at a point to it where we're able to talk about it and it does not take over all of our emotions. We're able to sit down and have a conversation and move forward. I thank God for that, because at one point we weren't able to talk. We weren't able to be in the same room, and I guess it's because of the things that were playing in my mental state, my conscious mind. It had gotten to a point to where when I seen her, it would bring back those memories. It would make me have. It would trigger me. It would make me have some anxiety on. And when we would be around each other, we would see each other. Then when I prayed about it, and I was like, God, I need you to help me to understand this situation. And when God gave me that, you're not a product of where you come from. You're not a product of where you come from. And for her to be so strong now at this point of her life is amazing to me. It's really amazing to me. The next question is going to be, do you have to deal with the effects of trauma in everyday life? Being that I just chose to share what I shared with you all as far as with my oldest child, it did affect our lives. It affected our lives every day. It affected our lives day by day. But like I said, we're at a great place now in our lives. She's grown, and she's always had her siblings to be there for. Now her and her sister has the most wonderfulest relationship there is. They make sure they take care of each other. Trauma can be crippling if you allow it to be. It can have you in a place to where you're unable to move. God did not want us to be in a place to where there was fear. There, you should have fear, and fear it shouldn't be the biggest part of your life where it has you at a standstill. You have to be able to forgive to be able to move forward. Being that it may have been a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, an uncle, an auntie, anybody that may have done anything to you that you feel like has been traumatizing to you, you have to be able to forgive. And if they are gone, what I learned in therapy is you write a letter. You write that letter to that person. You read that letter, however it may be. I did the burn book as well. The burn book allowed me to go back from childhood up until my age of now. anything that was done to me, done wrong to me, violated by me, or however, anything that was done to me in that manner, it made me write those things down. It made me do a list of it, write things down, the good, the bad, what I outweighed, what I'm not outweighing, what I've overcome, what I haven't overcome. That book allowed me to write all of that down. And at the end of this book, you get a chance to burn this book. When burning it, you get to the next phase. You get to the next phase. I wrote in that book a whole year, because I wanted to actually make sure that I wrote down everything that was keeping me at a standstill. And some days I couldn't pick it up. I was like, today I just don't have the energy for it. I'm not going to be able to do it today. I'm not saying every day it's going to be a good day. Sometimes you have to fight through those circumstances and situations to get to the next point. But as I wrote in that book, and I remember the beginning of the year, I said the beginning of the year I wanted to actually be done with the book and burn the book so that I could move forward. Thank you all so much for joining in with me. Brenda says, some family failed to use the word love in the home because they were exactly. Some people don't know what the word love is, but I try to make it a point to tell my children every day I love them. Even with my family and friends, I always say, hello, love, my loves, or I love you, because I love. And when I love hard. If you mean something to me, you're that person, that go-to person, that person, you've done anything that has seen me in a positive manner, I love you. No one can take love away. Y'all better get that book because it helped. Brenda said get the book because it helped her as well. It's the Burn book. I think I purchased it they have it at Walmart and at Target. That Burn book helped me to understand or get through situations when I was violated in places, or as a young adult and as a child. It helped me get through a lot of things. So proud of you and so happy to see you helping others. Nicole, I thank you and I appreciate you so much. I told you I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Butterflies. Butterflies mean so much more to me ever since you shared your journey with us by rebuilding. Nicole got through her circumstance by rebuilding in the name of her son. And butterflies, it took me to a whole nother place. I see butterflies as being something so much more. Being a precious jewel. Walk in your truth. That's all I'm going to say. Walk in your truth. Sometimes that truth can be devastating, but you have to be able to get to a point to where you're able to move forward. I'm not saying move on anyone else's time. Move in your own timing, and whatever timing God gives to you as an individual. You have to move according to what's best for you as a person, according to what's best for you through your journey. Yes, Lord. Butterflies. I have a whole new meaning for butterflies ever since it was known. I seen it for myself. When the butterflies flew around, it was her comfort. It was her comfort. It was him letting her know that everything was going to be okay. I thank God that understanding this process, my mom lost 3 children. There was 6 of us. My mom lost 3 children. And there was 3 of us left. The last 4, she lost 4. Now it's just 2 of us left. It's my sister and myself. But with losing 3 children, seeing my mama lose 3 children, and the strength that my mama had, I never seen my mama one time besides the last, my oldest brother, Reginald. When Reginald got killed in the military, he was from military, he's coming home for Thanksgiving, he got killed in a car accident. That was the only time I actually seen tears. I mean, to actually see my mother really break down and cry when it was Reginald. But as a mother who has lost children, to have to mourn the children that's lost and still be strong for the children that are still here, I can only say that your strength is proven to be of God. Um, and when I say my mother was a very strong woman, she was a very strong woman. To lose three children and still have enough love to love on the ones that were still, here, uh, and to be relevant in our lives, still to be relevant in our lives. And I know it would had to be some hard days when she would probably look at us and think about the other children, but she never allowed us to see a lot of that. I'm sure she was angry sometimes because of her three children being taken from her. Um, it was just that the strength that I seen her carry on a day-to-day basis meant a lot to me. It taught me how to navigate through my pain, how to navigate through certain circumstances, and not just the pain of going. The death of a child will take you to a place only God can deliver you from. Yes, Nicole, I I experienced that part with my mom, and the strength that you all have. Is so amazing. So amazing. Uh, my prayer goes out to every parent that has lost a child. And like I said, I have some guests that's going to come on and talk about losing children and how they were able to navigate their life, everyday life, with coping with the fact of making sure the person that was responsible for the taking of their children's life, if they have been found, if they have been caught, and dealing with that process alone, I'm sure is a very hard process to deal with. And I have quite a few family members that have dealt with losing children by the hand of someone else, and it was traumatic for all of us. I can't even imagine uh, that type of pain, that type of pain. But I definitely am praying with you all. And if there is anything that I could possibly do or help in any kind of way, this platform is for you to channel through being at a better place. That's all I can say, being at a better place. Um, Traumatized by certain things in life can be a burden in your life. Take those burdens to the Lord and leave them there. Take them there and leave them there. That's what Donna said. Donna Holmes. Um, Anita Love, I'm one of the mothers that lost a child to violence. And I'm praying for you all. Praying for you all. Um, I have a friend that she lost her children through natural causes. I have friends that have lost family members through violence. I have friends that for a number of reasons. I just want you all to know that you have a place to where you can be heard and you can be seen. Um, uh, yes, and I need for all of us to be able to connect some kind of way. I need the ones that has lost children. If there's some kind of way that some other person that's lost a child will be able to help you navigate through this. If you're still, I feel like this is a place where each one can teach one. Each one can love one another. Each one can help that person get through or navigate through a certain circumstance that some of us that have not lost children will be able to help. This is an open door for dealing with that circumstance. My sister cousin Lily McCraven and my niece cousin, uh, they lost children as well, and to see them go through that circumstance, it was just so much for me to take just by being on the outside looking in. And I need you all to be a fence for each other, because we don't know what you deal with on a daily basis. People that have not lost children, but for those that have lost children, if you could be that beck and call, or that hand, or that hug, or that word, or that smile, or that encouragement for the next person to be able to make it through, navigate through this life, please feel free. Thank you so much for your prayers. Anita Love said, thank you so much for your prayers. Yes, lost to the same time frame, but I thank God for the time He gave me with them. Yes. Strong. We look at you as being strong, but you see it as God lifting you up. And with that being said, God can, God will. He can do anything and everything that you ask Him to. He can be anything to you. He can be there for you. He can be there navigating you through. He can carry you. The saying that it's a little poem that they had, God was carrying me all along when I couldn't even see or carry myself. He was toting me through it. So I only pray that God is toting you through this circumstance, allowing you, because I'm sure some days you may have some things that trigger you to the point to you feel very emotional. Some days you want to cry. Some days, and it's okay to have those days. It's okay to be at that place, because that gives you a chance to release what it is that you may be holding. I keep saying it. I say it all the time because I'm a crybaby. God knows every tear, and He has a jar that He collects each tear, and He knows exactly what that tear is for each individual. Trust God. Trust His process, and trust in Him completely, because He's the only one that can help you to get through this thing that we call life. My sister cousin Lily used to tell me all the time it was some days or nights where she felt like she was not going to be able to make it, but when she got in the Word, she would read a word, and she would even cry out to God and be crying and talking to God, and said God would ease her sometimes, and sometimes He would let her be in that place to where she would just cry all night long, and then He would come in and soothe her. I can only say that your strength can be the avenue to help somebody else along the way. Your strength can be the avenue to help somebody along the way. God can, God will. What a wonderful platform. Thank you so much. I just know I heard His voice to tell me, not knowing where I was going, all blindfolded, not knowing where I was going, but I wanted Him to lead me, to guide my feet to where He needed me to be. There are so many that needs this avenue, and so many people that have avenues but so selfishly think of themselves while going through that avenue. I want this platform to be able to help so many that I cannot reach. Maybe somebody else that can reach. Passing it on forward to somebody else. And together we can build this thing. Together we can walk through this thing. There is so much that God wants to do, wants to be seen, and wants to be heard. There's some avenues that needs to be taken. And if my hand reaches the next hand, and the next hand, and the next hand, hey, we can make it. We can make it. The strong will survive in God. Yes, ma'am, Anita Love. We have no other choice. The strong will survive in God. I'm encouraging everyone to keep faith and allow God to work in your life. Bless you. I need all your prayers. I need every prayer that you could possibly send. My cousin Adrian as well, she lost a son. And to deal with that circumstance, to see her dealing with that circumstance has been a rough road. And years later, to still be able to say that I miss him, I miss them, and it still hurts, the pain. Y'all got to be strength for each other. Y'all need each other. This platform is to help all of you navigate through this circumstance, through this life, through this understanding, because there may be something that one may not understand that the other may understand, and y'all can help each other make it through this thing. God has given me so many avenues, and I don't know which way to take, which way to go, or which way to run with it. I'm going to put it all out there, however he see fit for this to be done. But I need you all to communicate to me so that I know what it is that I would need to do, the avenues I would need to take, and where I would need to go, and where I would need to start, where I would need to run, where I would need to end. I need you all. I need you all to survive. I need your prayers. I need your love. I need your understanding. I need your do's. I need your don'ts. This is just being me, transparent. Me being transparent, and there may be some people out there that may have been through the same circumstance that I've been through as far as trauma with having a rape child, being raped or being molested. And there may be some people out there that may have some things that they could tell me about, or help me channel through this, or help my daughter, which is 36, to be able to channel through what she's gone through, learning that you're a rape child and not being a product of what you are. But there may be some people that have gone through this same circumstance or situation that could help me or help her, or something that I could help them with, or I could say, or do with, or help them to navigate through life. I just know that this is what God told me, and I'm going to do the best that I can to make it through this, however he sees fit for it to be done. Stephanie Smith, Nicole said, Adrian, yes, Lord. She's saying, yes, Lord, you already started to trim. Oh, my God, thank you. And I just know that I heard his voice, and he told me what I should do. And I'm just walking out there on faith. I'm on faith. I'm walking by faith. Because that's all I have is faith. I'm emotional now because I know this is what he told me to do, and I know that it's going to help a lot of people. I know what he told me was true. I trust his process. I'm gonna have to buy me a box of Kleenex because y'all know I do cry. But I just know I heard his voice, and I know what he told me. I know he told me to step out there and do this for y'all, to do this for us. Oh. So many people don't have people to talk to. They don't have anybody. So we're going to be it for each other. Thank you. We're going to be it for each other. And if I could help just by putting this platform up so that you all can have a voice, it's all the more better for me. I thank God for being in my life. Thank him for allowing me to listen, to be able to sit still and listen to what his will may be. We need each other. I can learn from you and you can learn from me. That's very correct, Adrian. Donna Home, God is working miracles. Yes, he is. Pastor Carr said, trust God. You got to trust God. Um,
We're gonna cry every week.
no, we're not gonna cry every week, but if we have to, we will.
I
I don't mind crying.
Every
Now.
week we crying. You got me crying every week.
That's
But
reality. That's the reality of life.
I'm just.
I be trying to be strong, y'all. But I tell y'all, I'm a golf ball, but I'm so cushiony on the inside. I'm sympathy and I have empathy for people. It's just how God has made me. I can't cry. I can't apologize for how He made me, because this is how He made me. He made me to be an individual that's concerned about others. I wish I was there to give you a hug. You are doing wonderful, my sister. You're being obedient to God's. God will bless you. Thank you so much, Anita Love. Yeah, y'all can hug me from the TV. Send me a virtual hug here. It's okay to cry, love. People are being helped just from your story. You got this, and watching your journey is such a blessing. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Cole. Yeah. I am appreciative to every last one of you all joining in on today. And Anita, I'm going to have you all come on here because I need you all to bless the waves with being able to talk about your story, how you have gotten to a place where you're able to now be able to talk about it. And I know it's still a healing process for so many mothers that's lost children. And what worked or works better for you as a mother to try to channel through this avenue of healing. Healing. So, this is going to be my time. This race isn't given to the swift nor to the strong, but to the one who can endure to the end. Yes, sir. Donna Holmes, you done said something right there now. I done almost went in on that one. Because, baby, so many races that I've been through. To endure. To endure. Just wait on them Jolene Diggs massive. You can take that mess off there, ma'am. But thank you so very much, Lily Jean McCraven. Yes, he will. See, she just wanted me to laugh. I know that's what it was. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Please reach out to me. Reach out to someone else that may be going through. If I can help somebody, my living won't be in vain. That part, Brenda Stewart, I would love to come also. Ryan's story could definitely save someone else's life. Yes, Nicole. Yes. I will be ready and on go. Just let me know when you are available to come in. And I do apologize, guys, but my pastor asked me to come so I could come sing today at church. And I got to go be at church. We got midweek service. And I'm going to get ready to head that way shortly. Pastor, I'm on my way. I'm just letting you know I'm coming. I'm on my way now. I try to stay true and good to my word now. I don't want to let nobody down. I know I gave y'all my word every Wednesday, but I have to go do my work of the Lord as well. I have to go give this gift that God has blessed me, which is the gift of song. So I have to go be a part of the choir. They're expecting us at church, Greater Mama Rye, in the good Orange Mountain, y'all. Yes. Yes, ma'am, Diggs it is. I love you too, Keita Bug, my niece. Oh, can I sing y'all out? To God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory for the things He has done. Let's sing y'all out. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You're beautiful. And I love you. I love you. I love you. Tell yourself every day, I love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. Get over that hump, y'all. It's Hump Wednesday. Nobody. That's me singing in the background. We don't own no rights to this song, but that is me singing. God bless you. Y'all have a great evening. I'm headed to church now, y'all. Thank you.